#Weekend Prime. And I'll go straight to our top story. These are: they dramatically arrested top energy sector officials more than 2 weeks ago. To date, however, no charge sheet, no case file, and no communication to the prosecuting agency, ODPP. And as pressure mounts on the DCI for an explanation, a pattern has emerged where suspects are arrested, but no action against them. Our reporter Herman Kamariki now takes a closer look at what is fast becoming a crisis of credibility at the country's top investigative agency.
It was a spectacle designed to signal accountability. Senior government officials escorted by detectives and broadcast across every major news platform. Among them, Principal Secretary Mohammed Liban, EPRA Director General Daniel Kipto, Kenya Pipeline Managing Director Joe Sang, and Ministry official Joseph Wafula. The accusation: a multi-billion shilling petroleum fraud. The message: no one is above the law. But more than 2 weeks later, that message is now under scrutiny. Because according to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, not single file, charge sheet or witness statement has been submitted for review. In simple terms, there is no case. For many Kenyans, this is not an isolated incident. It is a pattern. At the center of it all is Director of Criminal Investigations Mohammed Amin, appointed in 2022 with a promise of a new era in fighting complex crime. But nearly 4 years later, the promise is facing growing doubt. Cast your mind back in 2024, when the DCI announced the arrest of an alleged serial killer, Collins Jumaisi Halusha, claiming he had confessed to killing 42 women in Kware, Nairobi County. Hours later, it emerged the man paraded before cameras was not the suspect. An innocent Kenyan, Jairus Nkundi Morwabe, had been wrongly identified. The real suspect would later escape police custody under circumstances that remain unexplained. The man has never been found. Then came a darker chapter: a surge in abductions and enforced disappearances, particularly after the Gen Z protests. According to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, dozens of cases were recorded between 2024 and 2025. Some victims were later found dead. Others have never been seen again. Among them, teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang, who died in police custody, with an autopsy pointing to torture. His death sparked nationwide protests that turned deadly. Legal experts now say this trend is eroding public trust. Senior lawyer Ndegwa Njiru warns of a worrying pattern in action, even where evidence appears strong. And now, fresh controversy surrounds Amin's own tenure. It has emerged he continued to serve beyond the mandatory retirement age, following a contract extension that has sparked debate over legality and oversight. 3 years on, critics say the DCI's record is no longer defined by solved cases. It is defined by arrest without charges, suspects who disappear, and investigations that go silent. When will these answers be found? Herman Kamariki, KTN.
Thank you, Herman, for that report. Now, as the cost of fuel politics